brief introduction about. I would like to start by giving an introduction about the Arab Women in Computing. So this is the seventh annual conference that the Arab Women in Computing hosting, and this year we made it virtual due to the global pandemic. Arab Women in Computing is an Arab organization started by women from the region, Dr. Sana Aoude and Dr. Kauthar Maghrawi. Arab Women in Computing mission is to support, inspire, and encourage collaboration, increase visibility, and the status of women in computing in the Middle East and North Africa and through the Arab region. We are having 5 events actually. We have the sick day was last Saturday, and the career day today, and we have another 3 upcoming events. We have the Women in Data Science Paris at Women Power IT on June 19th, and we have Women in Data Science Istanbul event on June 26th, and then we have on August 25th the Research Day. For today's event, I would like to go through the agenda with you. So we will start with a keynote speech from Dr. Anna Tarabasz, Hot Careers in Tech. Then we will go to a panel that we will discuss careers in tech stories from the region. And then we will have a Q&A for the panel. Then after that, we will move to lightning talks. We have 4 lightning talks that are inspiring and different topics that will help you in your career. After that, we will take a Q&A and then a break and networking for almost 20 minutes. And then we will go through the chapter showcase. So Arab Women in Computing chapters through different countries in the region. They will show their work through the last year. And we will have some Q&A questions. And finally, we will have a networking event with recruiters. And we will introduce you to Manara program, a milestone solution to help the best Arab talent in technology to get jobs from world-class companies. And finally, you will have the closed event. So hopefully you will enjoy with us today the great speakers that we have and the great topics. And now I will move with Dr. Anna Tarabasz to introduce herself and start with us the presentation, Hot Careers in Tech. Dr. Anna Tarabasz is the Deputy Director Internship, Associate Professor of Marketing at SC Jain School of Global Management, Dubai, Mumbai, Singapore, and Sydney. Welcome, Dr. Anna. Thank you for joining us. You can take it forward.
Thank you so much, Ala, for that lovely introduction, dear ladies. It's an amazing to be offered that opportunity to share my keynote speech on such an interesting topic with such a distinguished forum. I will just start sharing my presentation with a given topic, which is the hot careers in tech. So why it is hot? Let me put it this way, why not? So within 15 minutes, I'm going to try to convince you why it is hot and why more ladies shall pursue this type of career. So first and foremost, as we can observe that in majority, the market is start to be data-driven, and there is a visible shortage in the people with analytical skills. It is projected that by the end of 2022, there will be the shortage in terms of 2.2 million of data managers. Why? Because we are having more and more areas when the data is being generated, and that happens across the world, and that requires different skill set that was being taught till now. So as you can see, according to the World Economic Forum, there is a significant 10 positions that are declining, whereas we can see the increase in the top 10 emerging roles. As you can see, majority of them, they are definitely data and technology driven. Moreover, especially due to COVID circumstances, we can witness the shift in the work paradigm. What does it mean? That we are leaving the traditional model and we are progressing towards the future model of jobs. That is driven by the fact of automation. So as you can see in the first box, it shifts towards the right-hand side because we will start to work more with robots than we used to do before. Definitely, it is not only going to be limited to technology in terms of the skills, but the future requirements for the labor force, it's going to be a widespread technical literacy. In terms of universities, and I'm quite lucky because I represent the business school, as you can see, universities will keep on playing the important role, but more will be companies driven and hands-on experience. What does it mean? These corporate driven requirements for careers will allow people to have more careers throughout their job life than only to be focused on few roles as it used to be. The third from the end box, it's quite interesting. As you can see, it is the only one that goes bidirectional. What does it mean? We will decide in the future jobs whether we want to have a set retirement age or we want to go and be a little bit more flexible, especially working on our own, do not going to the offices, working from home, working remotely. That is, as I said already, related straightforward with the place of work, that the physical proximity is not being required. We are rather required to work anywhere. And of course, as a drawback, anytime. That applies as well in terms of the geographic mobility. We are moving to the appropriate jobs, not necessarily. We want to have a job that is near home. That is why that possibility to access our job anywhere at any time, especially working from home, starts to play more and more important role. But what is the role of women in this regard? As you can see, Michelle Obama said nicely, success isn't about how much money you make. It's about the difference you make in people's lives. And definitely all the organizations, they claim that if there are women within the team, the work goes completely different. So let's see what kind of best tech jobs are being predicted and where is the role of women within these jobs. So here you can see the juxtaposition of the most well-paid jobs, starting from artificial intelligence engineer through data scientist, information security analyst, up to web designer. So as you can see, the median pay varies a lot, but it is a significant amount. Moreover, year over year, there is a significant projected growth rate. We need to decide at that moment, indeed, it's not all about the money, but it is important. If I would tell you that the median salary for the artificial intelligence engineer would be almost $150,000 in 2022, knowing that, wouldn't you just go for that job and try to get it a few years before? So these promising salaries and the growth rates definitely are making that happen, that more and more people are getting interested in these jobs. Now, there are certain different sources that are promising even more interesting growth rates, like information security analyst with more than twofold increment year over year. All these jobs that I'm talking about, they are being offered across different industries, especially in terms of where the big data is being used in retail, in finance, in manufacturing, in a pure so-called IT, and in different professional, scientific, and technical services. Literally, all the industries are being impacted because of the digital transformation. So if we were to look at particular jobs, what is being required and what is the salary and what kind of education is needed. As you can see, the top one, according to the research done by Money in United States this year, the first position, it is the software developer, okay, which is projected with more than $300 100,000 jobs required with the median salary over $100,000 and the bachelor education as a requirement. And the story goes on. Different jobs like data scientist, IT manager, information security analyst, computer system analyst, computer network architect. Have a good look at these numbers. Have a good look at these job descriptions. Have a good look at these pictures. Why? Because I will move with few more jobs, showcasing you that these jobs vary, but they have something definitely in common. Database administrator, web developer, computer system administrator, computer support specialist, computer programmer. Okay, I say, I will ask a question. It will be kind of rhetoric question. Have you spotted anything interesting? First and foremost, quite intriguing salary range. Moreover, number of projected jobs, as we have already discussed. What is obvious, majority of these opportunities are data-driven. Moreover, all these jobs require either IT or STEM background. Master degree is not enough. Very often, bachelor's education will be more than sufficient. And many can be provided as an entry jobs, requiring almost no experience that can be gathered throughout getting the experience with the hands-on experience on the position. That is why very often, without even the full bachelor degree, there is such a higher demand for interns. But what I wanted to highlight in that moment, it is, have you spotted how many of these jobs were depicted with women pictures? Out of these 11, only 3. So what Rihanna said, there is something so special about a woman who dominates in a men's world. And it seems to be that technology-related jobs, IT-related jobs are more of a women-dominated world. Absolutely not. It's a man's domain. So let us see, how can we perceive these empowered women? I'm talking to them today, but you know that you are not the majority. So first and foremost here, let me recall certain inspirational women in the technology throughout the history. I think that these names definitely make a call. And what I need to top up here, it is hard to be a woman. You need to think like a man, you need to act as a lady, and literally work as a horse. I hope that I have not offended you, but usually we need to be the one that are multitasking on the top of trying to break the glass ceiling. Let me highlight few ladies. The first wireless pioneer, the first internet pioneer, the programming pioneer. Just amazing profiles with amazing background, showcasing that we can do absolute miracles when women are involved in these hot careers in technology. So they represent the statement, it's a beautiful thing when a career and passion, they come together. They literally love what they were doing. So no wonder they achieved such a success. But when we look at the positions and the top technology companies, it's not so shining diamonds here. Please have a look at the brands that I've highlighted, like Netflix, Amazon, Twitter, Uber, Facebook, Apple, Google, and Microsoft. The last bar represents the total workforce done by women within these organizations. The two first, each time, the lighter shades, these are the technical jobs and then the leadership roles. So, of course, this percentage of female employees in major tech companies, it's not as we would like to be. Of course, There is a significant growth in total of businesses employing at least one woman on a senior management role. And that is very promising when women are going into technology or especially senior management positions within it. It is perceived that the future will belong to ladies, even though now it's not as we would like to have it. Why the women are underrepresented in technology, and why for us, when this is a still hot career, we need to work double the effort. So let me put it this way, reasons are many, but I think that there are 5 main barriers that needs to be highlighted. Lack of mentors, lack of female role models, moreover, the gender bias in the workplace, unequal growth opportunities, and unequal pay for the same skills. So the AI definitely helps here, because the AI screening starts to select more and more women profiles for the same interesting roles. Women's experiences in tech, they've been not always straightforward good. So you can see that there is a big area for growth in this regard, because we've been not always as lucky as we would like to. So some of us, we decide to leave these tech positions because of working conditions, because of work-life balance, because we lose the interest in work, and because of the company environment. I say today, it doesn't need to be like this. Even though having these difficulties in mind, it is straightforward, says that girls, straightforward, upfront, they hold themselves back from these technical jobs. First, they are equally interested in computer sciences, and we are good at that, equally good. Moreover, when it comes to scoring, we score equally good at the App Science exam. But when the perceptions face the reality, we rather do not prefer to pursue the computer science jobs, because we think that this is not a job. We are likely to be alone. We would like to help others, and we know that there might be nobody to help us. Moreover, when it comes to education, we are creating a funnel by our decisions that we can see clearly that less and less ladies, they've been pursuing the careers in computer sciences, which is the basis to go to the technical and data-driven jobs. But that is changing, because we've understood that there is a chance for amazing careers, fantastic working space, and just giving the contribution to the world. So how to encourage ladies from joining these positions and following this career? So just quoting the Reese Witherspoon, what would happen if we encourage all the women to be a little bit more ambitious? I think the world would change. And definitely for that, I'm doing my presentation today. I want that world to change. And I'm thrilled that such events like Arab Women in Computing World, it's happening, its 7th edition, gathering you fantastic ladies here. First and foremost, how to change, to get the right skills. As you can see, as per the World Economic Forum, the top 10 demanded skills of 2025 will be technology and data-driven, requiring the analytical thinking and innovation, complex problem solving, and moreover, technology use. So you are there with your careers. Can you be mentors for the next generation? What is being said by the World Economic Forum in this report? It's not that difficult to gather the required skills. You can see that 1 to 2 months, it is for the basic understanding of people and culture with the content writing, sales and marketing skills, just to start understanding it. 2 to 3 months, it's being said to be sufficient to grasp and scratch the surface of the product development, as well data and AI related skills. Minimum 4 to 5 months is being required to overview the minimum of getting the cloud computing and engineering skills. So which means that the basics are there within few months only. So if whoever is trying to think of reskilling, upskilling herself, himself, that is the great way to go for. So women in tech, let's try to close the gender gap. Let's try to work together to increase access to the tech sectors and mentors. Let us try to encourage ourselves by becoming those. Definitely, let's empower the girls who possibly could select such a career, that this is a great opportunity, an amazing area of growth. It means educating not only the future generation, but as well their parents, because majority of those jobs that kids cannot explain to their parents are technology oriented. So to wrapping up, let me highlight certain pointers. You gathered here, you can change the story, show strong female role models, provide encouragement for these girls that would like to pursue this career. Let us introduce at universities the programming quite early as possible, not only in the universities, in the primary, in secondary, that shall be absolutely mandatory. Let's start teaching with social and hands-on learning activities. That's the backdrop from my perspective. And let's make people aware of the stereotypes here. Thank you so much. I hope that I made you believe that these careers are hot and are even hotter to be filled with women. If any one of you would like to connect with me, you can just drop me an email or connect with me over the LinkedIn. It will be my pleasure to interact with you. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much, Dr. Anna. Very interesting and amazing and inspiring presentation.
Thank you. My pleasure.
Thank you. We will continue the conversation throughout the day, and in the break and networking session, you can ask Dr. Anna further questions about her topic, any questions in the career you want in the career in tech. Thank you. Thank you so much, Dr. Anna. Now we are going to move into our panel.